this session of Monday, May the 4th, 2026 session of the school board to order. And if you would please stand and pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
It's good to see everyone here tonight. On our agenda, first thing, I need an approval for the agenda.
I'll move to approve the agenda.
Second.
Mrs. Jones, would you call roll, please?
Mr. Alvis,
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher,
Yes.
Mr. Hartley,
Yes.
Mr. Slagle,
Yes.
Mrs. Guppy.
Yes. We get to have fun tonight. All right, so we have some recognitions of the 2025 and 2026 retirees, and congratulations to you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening. Tonight we are going to be recognizing a handful of retirees. And as we start, I want to say thank you to each of them for their dedication and their service to education in the city of Bristol. First, I'd like to recognize Ms. Kim Clear, who has been employed with BVPS since 2004. She's a Spanish teacher, and I do not believe she's in attendance this evening. So next we have Ms. Lisa Dean, who has been employed with us since 2010 and has been an excellent school counselor at Virginia High. So Ms. Dean, if you'd like to come up, we're going to give you a gift here in just a second. I would next like to recognize Ms. Ramey DeBusk. I don't believe Ms. DeBusk could be in attendance this evening. She has been employed with BVPS since 2005 and has been an elementary teacher. Next, Mr. Garland Honaker. He has been teaching at Highlands Detention Center, and he has been employed with BVPS since 1992 and has served as a secondary teacher. Thank you, Mr. I'd also like to recognize Ms. Deborah Martin. She has been employed with BVPS since 2008 and has been an art teacher at the high school. And she is not in attendance this evening. Next is Ms. Cindy Shannon. She has been employed with the city school since 2003, and in her time, she has served as a math teacher and a math specialist. So thank you, Ms. Shannon. I'm not sure if we ever approved for Mr. Shelton to retire or not.
I'm not sure.
But he is persistent. Jeff Shelton has been employed with BVPS since the year 2000, and he has been our Chief Technology Officer. So at this time, we are going to give our retirees a nice warm blanket that will keep them warm right up through that 6-month period when, after 6 months of not being in service, if they decide to come back, hopefully they've been looking at the logo on the blanket and their hearts are warm and they're ready to come back.
Yeah.
You have to be really old and work for like multiple years, just that way we can be checked out. We actually this is sad.
Congratulations to you all. Next, we have our superintendent's report. Dr. Scott?
Vanessa,
What?
do we want to, you want to do the refreshments now?
We didn't talk. And in honor of our retirees, we have some refreshments over to this side. And we'll let the retirees go first, and everybody is invited to do a little bit of celebration. We'll get back to the agenda later.
I thought somebody left, but maybe not.
Sure.
right, now we'll move along to our superintendent's report. Dr. Scott.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have three more soft receptions set up for each of these. So each time I thank somebody, we'll break again. And I'm just kidding.
Yes, we will do that, just like that.
But we do have a lot of thank yous this month. Again, to the retirees that we just honored, thank you for the outstanding service and commitment to our school system and to public education in Virginia. Anymore, it seems that a job in education is just a job and not a career. But I do want to thank those individuals for making a career in Bristol, Virginia. This week is also Teacher Appreciation Week. I'm reminded each year during this week that almost everything we do at school board meetings points back to teachers and the students in the classroom. Without high-quality teachers who are willing to meet the challenges every day, we would have no educational program to speak of. Our teachers are hardworking, caring, and dedicated employees, and this week we show our appreciation, but quite honestly, they're deserving of so much more. I know there is some old public perception that teaching is a cake job and they get 3 months off every summer, but by and large, these teachers cram in a 2,000-hour year in the course of 10 months, and I think that if the general public was asked to do that, they would come out twitching and with tics and understand why teachers get a short, well-deserved break in the summertime. So thank you to all the teachers for what they do for our children. And this week, I hope that we are able to celebrate you in proper fashion. Bus drivers were shown appreciation on April 28th for Bus Driver Appreciation Day. And we hope to approve something later in the agenda today that will show our appreciation even more for them. We celebrated our awesome school cafeteria, school lunch heroes on May 1st, and we thank them for everything they do to keep our students fed before school, during school, after school, and even on days when we're not in school. And last but certainly not least, I want to thank Ms. Stephanie Austin for all of her hard work related to the Golden V Banquet. Our staff organizes several events, both big and small, throughout the year, and the Golden V is one that Stephanie takes the lead on. And as in years past, she organized a spectacular event and brought it back home to central office. Ms. Leah Parks and her staff prepared a meal, and then Stephanie and Monica, and I'm sure there were several others who helped, just made it a great evening and did a great job getting our boardroom turned into a banquet hall for the evening. So thank you, Stephanie, for a job well done. In terms of other updates from around the school division, I'm happy to report that SOL testing is underway. Dr. Denaberga and I will be working with the principals to get reports on the testing throughout the month and to keep you informed of our progress and the likelihood of attaining our goals that we set for this school year. I'd also like to report that our teachers have identified the various math textbooks that they would like to adopt. We have several adoptions teed up for about 6-month increments coming up. So we will be putting these materials for the math textbook adoption on display here at Central Office during May for public inspection. And then assuming there's no change in course, we will be bringing a recommendation for the math textbook adoption at the June meeting of the school board. I have an update on the major HVAC renovations to take place at Virginia Middle School. We are still in the bid process for that work at this point, but we're hopeful to have a full summer of work at the middle school, and that is all kind of relative on the timeline for getting materials in and so forth after the bid is awarded. It's possible that these renovations carry into the next major break, so it might be 2 summers, but we'll make sure that if that is the case, that where we find our stopping point gives us a fully operational system, even if that's a patchwork of the old and the new. As I wrap up, Ms. Austin, would you show the upcoming dates here? We do have some perennial kind of dates here. May 2nd was our prom, and our students, I believe, through tireless effort, have included the prom pictures in their presentation for this evening. On May 7th, we have our senior signing day at the new gym, and that will be followed by some celebrations out at the track. On the 8th, which is Friday, I believe, we have the VHCC graduation ceremonies. Our senior luncheon is May 19th at the Higher Ed Center, and we're going to choose that opportunity to recognize our senior school board representatives. So we're looking forward to doing that. Graduation practice is one of my favorite days of the year. I always tell the senior class that if you give me 10 minutes to talk to you on the practice date, then I won't have much to say on graduation night, and it could be a shorter program for you. And then May 22nd is our graduation. And I do think that we have some other things to add that will happen just after graduation in the days after that, but that gives you the outlook of the upcoming dates there. And we'll make sure that what you just saw there gets added to our school calendars also. But that concludes my report for this month, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Scott. Next, we'll have our student board representative report.
This is our presentation for the month of May. Virginia High held their Bohemian Dream themed prom on May 2nd. Ella Duff and Ethan Hux were crowned prom queen and king. Students would like to extend a special thank you to Miss Timmons and Miss Clark for their efforts in creating this memorable event. This month, Virginia High's senior Golden V recipients presented their BVPS mentors with Golden V awards and delivered speeches on the impact they made to their students and the school community.
Virginia High's Senior Beta Club inducted their new members. Over 20 juniors were inducted for the new session, each having achieved high grades while being a model scholar. We're so proud of our students. I was also a part of that. I'm in the corner. VHS is proud to announce our own Shep Parsons has been awarded DAR Youth Leadership Medal. Congratulations, Shep.
Our VHS track and field traveled to Emory and Henry, where they are on March 28th for their second official meet of the season. Several of our Bearcats medaled, which was a testament to our team's talent as this way. Oh my gosh, it's hard to see. As this was a very competitive meet. We also had our VHS spring musical, where our theater program held their spring play called She Loves Me on April 12th and 13th. After months of hard work and practice, they had 3 successful shows. Congratulations to the class of 2026. On May 22nd, the VHS seniors will participate in a commencement ceremony, officially making them high school graduates.
Thank you for that information. Next on our agenda is the discussion of cell phone regulation.
Yes, Madam Chair, it seems like bringing this up far too often for my own liking. But with our cell phone policy regulation, within the last year or so, we moved closer towards a bell-to-bell cell phone policy. Our policy was a little bit permissive when it comes to the high school students. As I talked to some of you on the phone in the last week, I mentioned that the approach that we took was to try to make some slow changes that were a little bit more parent-friendly, and kind of related that to ripping the Band-Aid off slowly. But it is time, as we head into the next school year, that we get into full compliance with the law regarding a bell-to-bell cell phone policy. So as we get ready to head into the summer, and as we're preparing things over the summer for the start of the fall, we're going to be talking to our students about what the cell phone policy will look like next year. So as far as changes to the regulation that you see in front of you, there's a sentence or two that will need to come out. One that just simply says that high school students had permission to use cell phones at lunch. I'm going to ask that we do away with that. And as far as what the legislation says, there is a line in the statute that indicates that you cannot suspend a student directly for cell phone violations. Our wording is a little bit unclear there, so an adjustment that we'll make is to clarify that after several warnings, that if a disciplinary consequence becomes necessary, that will be about insubordination more so than the appearance of a cell phone. But I do want to give you this opportunity to discuss it and to make any comments that you would like to about looking forward to this latest policy change.
So what are the consequences of the violation? I kind of missed that.
The gist of it is that a violation is supposed to result in a parent notification. And the hope is that through letting parents know that there's been a first violation and a second violation may have the student come into ISS or an in-school suspension setting. We're hoping to partner with parents and understand that we're trying to intervene to keep the distractions down, to keep the reliance on the cell phone very low. And our approach is more one about partnering with the parents to help the students understand what kind of distraction the cell phones can be.
Okay, thank you.
To be clear, this is something that we're essentially compelled to do, correct?
Yes, sir.
So the bell-to-bell prohibition is actually something that's coming from the General Assembly, not necessarily from this board, but something that this board is compelled to do, rather, which more or less makes this vote a formality, really.
You're absolutely right. So I will bring that back as an action item in a month, and we'll begin talking about that at the school levels.
Is there any ideas on how to handle the devices? Do they turn them in the morning when they walk in, or just not have them, or do we know that yet?
The way that regulation is written suggests that they should be powered off and in the student's book bag so that they're still in the possession of the student. And as long as the student is complying with that, that there really isn't an issue. It's just a student who violates that expectation. There's treatment for that right now that we had purchased bank bags to keep it locked up in, but still in the student's possession. So it was just, they were unable to use it. But we'll fine tune that approach and see what's realistic and what's not. But I don't foresee us spending a lot of money to try to buy other bags to keep them in.
Right.
By and large, our students comply with the rules.
Okay.
So, I know there were two areas kind of used a little discretion, and one was around lunch at the high school, and the other was on school buses. Is that counted in bell-to-bell, the buses as well?
No, the buses would still be wide open student usage. What we're talking about is going to be as you come into the school and when at the high school, when that first instructional bell rings, from that point until the end of the day, that it would be out of the student's hands. But with other school divisions who have longer bus rides, everybody pretty much across the state says that it's maybe more necessary than not to allow students to have access to the phones on the bus.
I wasn't sure exactly how the legislation deemed that.
Will we be amending any type of disciplinary policy going forward because of this? If somebody's just perpetually insubordinate because of the cell phone policy, I mean, I wouldn't imagine they would eventually wind up in some type of an alternative school.
I don't believe that a cell phone violation will have them en route to alternative settings. However, we'll have discussion with Mr. Price and the high school staff to see. I'm not under the impression right now that it has been resulting in rampant suspensions, but we have a month to kind of fine tune that and to bring our approach for you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Okay. Then we'll move on. Next on our agenda is public comment. I do not have any cards indicating anyone wanting to speak. So we will go ahead with the consent agenda where we will approve several things at one time. This would include the approval of the payment of bills, the approval of the minutes from the March 3rd meeting, and approval of the Bristol, Virginia Public Schools 2026-2027 Special Education Plan. So do I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda.
Second.
All right, Any other discussion? Mrs. Jones, would you call roll for the vote, please?
Mr. Alvis?
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher?
Yes.
Mr. Hartley?
Yes.
Mr. Slagle?
Yes.
Mrs. Guffey?
Yes. On to our action items. Item 5A is the approval of the summer programs for the 2025-2026 session.
Yes, ma'am. Just to give a brief overview of the summer program, we are kind of in a strange place funding-wise with the 21st century grants and that the grant cycle changing. So we applied for a grant through the Department of Innovation at VDOE, and these innovative year-round school grants have encouraged us to take a different approach to summer school. Whereas the old model had been, a ratio of about 10 to 1 students in a classroom, unfortunately, they turned into worksheet factories a lot of days. And what we're really trying to do is to change that model to try to get our teachers to do more engaging lessons, perhaps teach things that they're not, don't always have time to teach during the regular school year to get into some of their passions, and then tie that back to the standards. So really an opportunity to do something innovative. So we're going to be offering summer school at the primary, intermediate, middle, and high school for the first session during the time span of June 8th through the 25th, operating Monday through Thursday. And the hours are up there. These are half days. And then when it comes to the Juneteenth holiday, since we are off on Fridays, we're going to observe that holiday on the 18th rather than the 19th. However, every other Friday we have field trips scheduled. We're not going to schedule field trips on the June 19th, Juneteenth holiday. We're going to have those field trips run on the 18th. But for the most part, it'll be a 12-day program for our summer school programs, and we're hoping to see great returns with the new approach that we're taking this year.
All right, do I?
I'll make a motion to approve these summer programs 25 and 26.
Second.
Any further discussion? Mrs. Jones, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Alvis?
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher?
Yes.
Mr. Hartley?
Yes.
Mr. Slagle?
Yes.
Mrs. Guppy?
Yes. Item 5A is the approval of an employee bonus.
I do take great pride in Tammy's work on this. Mrs. Jones and I and Ms. Watson worked on this for quite some time, more so them than me. But as we tried to forecast our funding as we approached the end of the year, and to make sure that we had all outstanding payments covered and all of our obligations covered, we were able to secure for full-time employees a $1,500 net bonus to be paid out June 1st, and for all part-time employees, a $750 net bonus. The state code, the budget bill and the caboose bill and so forth indicated that school divisions had to give some bonus, and a lot of school divisions were finding other ways to count that. So other school divisions were able to look at bonuses that they'd given in excess of what was already required, and so that they may or may not be giving out a year-end bonus. We've actually done both. We were able to give raises in excess of what was directed by the governor's budget, and I think do the right thing here and give our full-time and part-time employees a good, healthy bonus to be paid out first part of June.
Okay, do I hear a motion?
So move.
Second.
Any other discussion?
I will say, one, thank you for that we're able to do this. It's very nice. I appreciate Ms. Jones' work to find the funding. It's a small token, but I also appreciate the fact that you're able to make it a net bonus and not the $1,500 and then have to take taxes out of that as well. So that's very nice.
I would just like to say I've sat up here before, and that's all our teachers have gotten, is the $1,500 and taxes taken out of it. I'm glad that we've able to do the pay increase and do a bonus. I really appreciate that. Appreciate y'all's hard work to find that. And, our teachers work hard and they deserve everything we can give them. And, being my 16th year here, there have been some lean years when that's all that we gave was a bonus. And, I really appreciate y'all's effort in finding that. Thank y'all.
And I will say that an unsung hero in all of this is the work that the capital improvements team does, making sure that we had a good plan in place and that we're able to schedule those out farther and have a plan for them. I think that makes the picture a lot clearer for Mrs. Jones as she gets into this and knows that there is funding set aside for other things. So we're able to do this without deferring on a project that needs to be done. It's a lot of clarity in the work that she does.
Okay, then Mrs. Jones, would you call the roll for the vote, please?
Mr. Alvis,
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher,
Yes.
Mr. Hartley,
Yes.
Mr. Slagle,
Yes.
Mrs. Geffey.
Yes. Item 5C is the approval of the school board budget revision number 5.
This is pretty much standard operating procedures as we get down to the end of the year, accounting for a slight loss in revenue for ADM, but that, and then transferring some funding for the principal and director requests. So Tammy has that all balanced out there. There was a reduction in the virtual school budget of about $150,000, but if you have any further questions, you can ask Mrs. Jones.
Right, do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve school board budget revision number 5.
Second.
Any other discussion? Well, again, Mrs. Jones, I commend you and thank you for your hard work and how you work with the numbers so well.
Mr. Alvis,
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher,
Yes.
Mr. Hartley,
Yes.
Mr. Slagle,
Yes.
Mrs. Geffey.
Yes. All right, item 5D is the approval of the Virginia Retirement Resolution for schools adding employees as eligible for VRS and GLI, specifically adding full-time bus drivers pending availability of funds in fiscal year 2027 budget.
That one's a mouthful. In the last board meeting I had before joining BVPS, and then in the first board meeting I had when I joined BVPS, I met with bus drivers in both of those meetings, and this was the top of mind for bus drivers in both locations, was to see how compensation could be set up so that the days driving buses became compensable for VRS, and pending availability of funds, we still do not have a final budget from the state. Ergo, we don't have a final budget from the city. But we're anticipating that the budget will be healthy enough to take this step forward. But this would give us 6 full-time drivers that are VRS eligible. And as Mr. Harper says, we want to be able to offer a career to bus drivers and not just have it be a job. So that's the direction that we hope to go, and that we hope that with this step in this direction, that gives us an opportunity in years to come to continue to add positions that are VRS compensable.
I like that.
Right, do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion for the approval of Virginia Retirement Resolution for schools adding employees as eligible for VRS and GLI.
I second.
Any other discussion?
I do have one question. If these employees are eligible, say they've worked in the system, but they've not been in VRS until now, would they, say they've worked here 10 years, would they automatically be vested, or would they still have to go 5 years to be in VRS to become vested?
They would not be vested at this point. They would have to
Okay.
put that time
I
in.
didn't know if they could, like, retroactively credit the years of service.
I think the financial impact of that would probably make it a no-go.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Right, Mrs. Jones, would you call roll again, please?
Mr. Alvis,
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher,
Yes.
Mr. Hartley,
Yes.
Mr. Slagle,
Yes.
Mrs. Geffey.
Yes. All right, next on our agenda is moving into closed session. I'm going to ask Mr. Hartley if he would read us into that, and thank each of you for coming and being with us tonight.
Pursuant to Section 2.2-3711A1 of the Code of Virginia, I move that the board convene a closed meeting for the purpose of discussing the following matters: discussion of certain personnel, recommendation for employment, and resignations.
Second. Mrs. Jones, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Alvis,
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher,
Yes.
Mr. Hartley,
Yes.
Mr. Slagle,
Yes.
Mrs. Geffey.
Yes. All right. So we'll now go into our closed session and thank everyone for coming. Mr. Hartley, would you read us back into public session?
The Bristol, Virginia School Board certifies that to the best of each member's knowledge, only public business matters lawfully exempt from open meeting requirements by Virginia law were discussed in the closed meeting, and only such public matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were considered.
Second.
Mrs. Jones, would you call roll for the vote, please?
Mr. Alvis,
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher,
Yes.
Mr. Hartley,
Yes.
Mr. Slagle,
Yes.
Mrs. Geffey.
Yes. Now I need a motion to approve attachment A.
A motion to approve attachment A.
Second.
Mrs. Jones, call the roll, please.
Mr. Alvis,
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher,
Yes.
Mr. Hartley,
Yes.
Mr. Slagle,
Yes.
Mrs. Geffey.
Yes. And also a motion to approve attachment B.
I'll make a motion to approve attachment B.
Second.
Mrs. Jones, would you call roll, please?
Mr. Alvis,
Yes.
Mr. Fletcher,
Yes.
Mr. Hartley,
Yes.
Mr. Slagle,
Yes.
Mrs. Geffey.
Yes. Is there any older new business?
I would like to say something. It's kind of new, old business, but I would like to thank Mrs. Jones. This will be our last meeting with her, and you made my job easier over the years. You've run a very good office. We've never had to go ask for more money. Very conservative in your budget, and I appreciate that, and wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you very much.
I would like to echo that also. When I first came on the board, you were so helpful to me. I'm not a good accountant, and you taught me a lot, and I had a lot of faith in you for a long time.
Thank you.
And never questioned anything. I mean, you were the go-to,
Thank you very much.
always. Thank you.
I appreciate you too.
Thank you.
We all do.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
You will be missed. I will miss saying, Mrs. Jones, would you please call the roll? But we do wish you all the best and much success.
Thank you
And-
very much.
And we're thankful that you won't be that far away.
Just across the
Just
tracks.
across the tracks. We know where to find you.
Going to the other side of the track.
Going the
so
other-
I
the
don't know
other
if that's
side.
good or bad.
Right. Anything else? Then we are adjourned.